Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to Official Rules, a Sweepstakes podcast. I am your host, Jay Victor. Thank you once again for joining me. This is episode number 4, being recorded on August 27th, 2024. On today's episode, we'll be going over a new top 5 list of sweepstakes that I recently came across. There are some good ones out there. And I'd also like to do a little recap of this weekend, which was a very special weekend for me, and we'll get into that shortly. But once again, if you have any questions, comments, any ideas or thoughts for this show, or on any other topic, including recent or biggest wins, the email address is sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com. Again, sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com. So this weekend was a great weekend for me. I celebrated my birthday. My family and I went out to a baseball game, but more specifically, we went to a Boston Red Sox baseball game courtesy of Corona and the Corona Summer 2024 Sweepstakes. So it was a daily sweepstakes that I entered, obviously, every day. There were some hiccups at times with getting kind of a spinning wheel of death, waiting for the entry to go in. Typically, when I come across that, I tend not to refresh the page. I just let it go and try to play another day, only because if you go by the official rules and they say there's only one entry, you don't want to disqualify yourself if that first entry went through, and then you're just putting in another one just because you weren't sure if your first entry counted. So especially for a sweepstakes that's going to be going on for a month, 2 months, 6 months, one entry not going through is not the end of the day. I'd rather still be in the running and be able to get that prize. So anyway, we won 2 tickets to our choice of any Major League Baseball game. We chose the Red Sox because they are our closest team. I am actually an Oakland A's fan, but A, they haven't been playing so great, and B, they are on the other side of the country. My son, however, had never been to a Major League Baseball game, neither did my wife. So we were able to use 2 of the tickets. I did buy 1 ticket in the same row as them. It was only a couple seats away, and as luck would have it, there were 2 open seats next to him that no one was in. So if someone came to claim their seat, I was obviously going to get up and move 3 seats down to the seat that I purchased. But as luck would have it, that did not happen. So we were able to sit together for the whole game. The Arizona Diamondbacks ended up winning 7-5, but nonetheless, we had a fantastic time. There was no traffic getting there, no traffic leaving. My son hit the gift shop and got a good amount of stuff, and I was glad to get him the typical baseballs, mini bats, foam fingers, a program, just because it was his first major league game. He had a fantastic time, as did the whole family. So once again, out of the many sweepstakes I've won, Corona, thank you so much. We had a wonderful time. And look forward to possibly doing it again in the future. So that was a absolutely wonderful time that we had over the weekend. And we're also in the running for some other minor league sweepstakes, which instead of a 2-hour drive will be a much closer drive because we actually have a minor league team within a about 20-minute drive of us in our home state. So more to come on that. Once again, thank you for joining me. As it is the beginning of the week, I'm going to go over a new top 5 list of sweepstakes that came out. My particular order, you may agree, you may disagree, but I just went through the listing of a bunch of new sweepstakes that came up, not necessarily starting this week, but ones that I found this week that were brand new. And we will kick it off first with the Pennzoil Johnny Grunwald Vehicle Sweepstakes. So this is a purchase or a mail-in entry. With the purchase option, you would have to get, I believe it's 5 quarts of Pennzoil motor oil. Now, this type of entry is interesting. There was a Mobile One sweepstakes that may still be running. I know I entered it and I went with the purchase option for one main reason. When you did the purchase option and you submitted your receipt, you would get one entry for putting in your information online, but the receipt got you 50 bonus entries for actually spending the money. I thought it was well worth it, and frankly, I was out of motor oil at home, so I was going to buy it anyway. I went with Mobile One, sent in my information for the sweepstakes. We're good to go, because on that sweepstakes, there was no mail-in entry to where you would automatically get 50 bonus entries unless you mailed in a receipt. So they said you can mail in an entry and get one entry, but I'm not writing out 50 envelopes and 50 postcards or index cards when I could just as easily spend $30 on some oil that I needed anyway. So in this instance, with the Pennzoil sweepstakes, it's slightly different. Their rules state that there is a maximum of 2 entries, but the way the rules read, they say you can have 1 entry per email, but 2 per household. So the way I'm reading that, I'll be doing 1 mail-in entry for myself. I'll have my wife fill out her own entry, and that will be the 2 per household, but single per person and email. And the reason we're doing the mail-in entry and not the purchase, because if you do the purchase, there's no bonus entries. It's all the same. And frankly, I already have my 5 quarts of Mobile One. Even though I do love Pennzoil, it's probably not something I'm going to do for this particular contest, but maybe in the future. So anyway, what are you winning? So there's 500 first prizes. It's a 2023 Toyota GR86 replica pin worth $1. Just a little pin that they're giving out to 500 people. The big one and the grand prize is a 2023 Toyota GR86 customized by Johnny Grunwald. So if it's a 2023, I have to imagine it's either a pre-owned one, slightly pre-owned, or leftover that they absolutely kitted out. But if you go to the website for the entry, if the pictures are anything close to the vehicle, this is an amazing looking car. So obviously it'll be the 2023 GR86 that's customized, and they listed a bunch of modifications such as a Remark catback exhaust, Rotora front and rear big brake kit, Veris wide body kit, Veris carbon hood, Veris carbon wing, Veris carbon roof, Veris rear diffuser and shroud panel, Volk Racing TE37 Saga SL M-Spec wheels, Toyo tires, Bride seats and seat brackets, Schroth 4-point harness, and a roll bar. So you're pretty much getting a race car the way it looks. Now, they're putting the approximate retail value of this grand prize is $80,159.24. I can tell you right off the bat, if there was any chance I was winning this thing, I would absolutely go fair market, because me, in a previous life being in the car business for 15 years, I can absolutely show proof that the market value of the car, even though the car is a fantastic vehicle, I don't see how you would even retail this car for $80,000, unless I'm very off on the cost of the upgrades. Just looking at the upgrades here, if I had to take a shot, parts and labor, probably 25 grand in parts and labor combined. But also when you are taking this car, as it's a pre-owned car, the value of the stuff that you get as soon as it's on the car, it's also pre-owned. So do with that information what you may. I got my fingers crossed. I think it would be an awesome, awesome car to win. And shout out to Pennzoil for setting up that sweepstakes. It looks like a great one. Very easy to do with either a oil purchase or the write-in entry. So we'll see what happens with that one. That is number 5 on my list of sweepstakes. Number 4 would be the Fanatics Sportsbook Jersey Drop promotion. Unfortunately, this is limited states, but fortunately for me, my state is included. They are doing 20,000 winners. And out of that 20,000, and I'm reading this right, 20,000 winners will get a $150 Fanatics gift card, which I assume you can use to purchase anything you want, but more than likely that $150 is meant to purchase a jersey of some sort. I would love to win that. So tons and tons of winners, 20,000 winners, single entry, open residents of Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Maryland, Michigan, North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, Vermont, West Virginia, and Wyoming, 21 or older. Total value of this prize, $5.25 million. So I think this sweepstakes is enough to cover pretty much anyone who does sweeping as a hobby and sweepstakes as a hobby in those states. 20,000 people on a single entry. Start date August 20th through September 9th. So not only is it a ton of prizes, it is a super short entry period. And my apologies, just to take one step back, the Pennzoil Johnny Grunwald Vehicle Sweepstakes, that one is running August 17th through, looks like October 11th. So about 2 months on that one. So that Fanatics Sportsbook Jersey Drop promotion, limited states, but tons of winners and not a shabby prize, $150 Fanatics gift card, single entry, and you got about 19 days, so little, about 3 weeks to get entered and get in there. So that definitely makes my list. That makes the number 4 spot. Number 3, and I love Toyotas. I drive this car. The Toyota Tacoma Trail Hunter Sweepstakes. Up for grabs, win a 2024 Toyota Tacoma truck valued at $65,000. Open to residents of the lower 48. Sorry to our friends in Hawaii and Alaska. DC is also included. Have to be 18 and over. Single entry. This one actually started May 9th, but I just saw it now. It was not on my list. May 9th through October 15th. And pretty simple. One grand prize winner gets that 2024 Toyota Tacoma Trail Hunter, MSRP $65,000, plus one of my favorites, a offset check of $25,000 additional dollars. Total value of that sweepstakes, 90 grand. Single entry, open to the lower 48, and a fairly broad window to get your entries in. But love my Toyota Tacoma. Would definitely not mind having a newer one. And the offset check is just the cherry on top. So fantastic. Good luck with that one. Number 2. Dude Wipes Stop the Streak Sweepstakes. Now, I put this one at number 2 for several reasons. I like interesting sweepstakes. This one simple enough, win $100,000 in cash. Plus, 5 winners will get a Dude Wipes prize pack valued at $100. Open to residents of all 50 states, including DC, 18 and older. Starts on August 21st, ends on January 4th of next year, 2025. We mentioned the $100,000 prize, and then 5 secondary winners are going to get a prize pack worth roughly $100. So there's a catch here. This grand prize, or it says the prizes, maybe it's also including the prize pack. I'll have to take a better look at the official rules. But the one people are really going to care about, the $100,000 cash, they are not going to award that unless the following. They're only awarded if the Cleveland Browns return a kickoff for a touchdown this season. I love that caveat for several reasons. I'm a lifelong Raiders fan. Growing up, Oakland Raiders, LA Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders. However, my favorite player of all time, beyond Bo Jackson, who I loved as a kid, but if you call it more recent or modern times, for one reason and another, and we won't get into specifics, is Josh Gordon. And I have my Josh Gordon jersey that I pose with online to this day, even though he really hasn't played a meaningful game in quite some time. But he just had an absolutely magical 2013 season that I'll never forget. And he really helped me in the fantasy football playoffs. So Josh Gordon, great player, and I still follow him online on Twitter and Instagram. Hope he's doing well. So for this sweepstakes, if we're looking at the prizes, I'm sure the consideration is given really towards the 100,000. So you have your promo period that's ending in January. And it comes with a condition. You can do the online method. They do have a mail-in entry, but entering online is free. So unless you don't have a way to get online, online is the way to do it for this one. And you basically have to hope that they return a kickoff for a touchdown. If that happens, that $100,000 is up for grabs, and good luck to everybody who entered in that sweepstakes. And last, but certainly not least, the number one, or at least my number one pick for new sweepstakes that came out, the K-Love Mac a Day sweepstakes. So very easy, single entry, open to everybody in all 50 states, including DC. 18 and older, start date August 19th, end date September 1st. Single entry, one and done, 10 grand prizes, 1 Apple MacBook Air. Very simple, easy entry, great prize. Shows $999 prize value, so that will be a taxable event. But let's be honest, who couldn't use a brand new Apple MacBook Air? Fantastic prize. So that'll do it for our top 5. Just to go over quickly, number 5, the Pennzoil Johnny Grunwald Vehicle Sweepstakes, running for a custom 2023 Toyota GR86 sports car with all the fixins. Number 4, Fanatics Sportsbook Jersey Drop Promotion, 20,000 winners getting a $150 Fanatics gift card, single entry, one and done. Great sweepstakes. Number 3, Toyota Tacoma Trail Hunter Sweepstakes, single entry, running from May 9th to October 15th. One winner, a $65,000 Toyota Tacoma and a $25,000 offset check. Number 2, the Dude Wipes Stop the Street Sweepstakes, Major prize, $100,000 cash, but the caveat, the Cleveland Browns have to return a kickoff for a touchdown this season, which will make fantasy football more fun than it already is. And wrapping up at number 1, the Caleb Mac-A-Day Sweepstakes. 10 winners, Apple MacBook Air laptop to each of those 10 winners, single entry, and a short time to enter, August 19th to September 1st. And that is going to do it for today's episode. I appreciate you listening. Again, any questions or comments, any ideas or thoughts that you have about this podcast or any other topic, including recent or biggest wins that you've had, please go ahead and drop me a line. sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com. Again, sweepstakespodcast@gmail.com. I'm your host, Jay Victor. This has been another episode of Official Rules, a Sweepstakes podcast. I thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next go-around. Have a great day.
This has been a father and son production.